All right, so let's do a quick 888 update. They just had some major announcements. I want to go over those announcements with you. I am still holding a sizable percentage of those tokens. I got 8,000 frozen, and I still have a small sale order of like 500 if it goes up to, I think it was 17 TRX per token. But let's talk about what's going on. I'm opening up the Telegram now. So, and I'm going to be very honest with you. I was disappointed in most of this announcement. They were supposed to be announcing a buyback. They did a vote on how to do a buyback, if they were going to do a buyback or not. They also did a vote on freezing the tokens. Now, I was all for freezing the tokens because I think that was the main thing that hurt the site when everybody was able to unfreeze and they didn't have a chance to. If they would have had to wait 24 hours after the last payout, 2 or 3 payouts ago, when the site went down, if everyone would have had to freeze, it would have gave them a chance to get the site back up, and it would have been running properly. And who knows, we might still be mining really sweet divs right now, but it wouldn't have went down the way that it did, and the token price probably wouldn't have tanked. At least that didn't help matters none. But, and let me just say this, by the way, someone put a comment up and said if I'm going to give an update on Dootron. I'm going to be playing Dootron a little bit later today, but probably between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be going live, and I'm going to try to use OBS software this time instead of Zoom and go live. So definitely hit that bell notification icon. Subscribe if you haven't missed that. Divs are looking great. I'll talk more about Dootron later. I just didn't want to forget to tell you about that. But let's talk about this announcement. So the announcement is, dear community, we inform you about the future plans of the development of the platform and the economics of the project. Token 888 is already trading on 3 of the largest Tron blockchain exchanges: Tron Trade, TRX, Market, Kiwi, having leading, okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, to strengthen the rate of the 888 token, increase the liquidity of the token and project, the team will take the following steps to strengthen the rate of the 888. That's clearly a translation. I think they mean to strengthen the price of the token. Starting from March 24th, 15% of the team's income will be spent on the buyback of 888 tokens for at least the next 3 months. Further, the program can be adjusted based on the obtained results. First of all, let me just comment on this first announcement. I thought that was a bit lame. 15% of the team's income. I mean, they're only doing it for 3 months. I thought they could have been a little bit more aggressive. I mean, for me, it's like, are you trying to save your platform or not? Are you trying to save the token or not? And it's almost like they didn't want to spend more income to do that, which I don't know what their expenses are. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe they don't have so much additional income. Maybe they're spending a lot on development. I don't know. But I thought they might be a little bit more aggressive than that. Every 2 weeks, 20% of the purchased tokens will be burned, which means they're not even going to burn all these tokens. They're just going to do a buyback. They're going to only burn 20% of the tokens. But there may be a reason for that. To motivate players, a cumulative jackpot will be launched to which 3% of the team's income will be transferred. Now this I liked. Jackpot drawings every 24 hours with the distributions of funds as follows. First place in terms of rates. I'm thinking they're saying in terms of how much they've betted the volume. I don't understand the term, why they're using the term rates here. First place in terms of rates is 40% of the total jackpot. Second place is 25. Third place is 15. Fourth is 12. Fifth is 8. The implementation of the jackpot will start on April 11th. So let's look at these dates. This is important. March 24th, they start the buyback. April 11th, they start the jackpot. Latest news and development as prospects for the 888 Tron platform. According to the results of voting on changing the period of unfreezing 888 tokens, votes were divided into the ratio of 70 to 30%, where 70% voted for unfreezing tokens within 24 hours and 30% voted for instant unfreezing. To date, no change will be made to unfreeze tokens. Unfreezing and freezing are instantaneous and depends only on the presence of the TRX or energy on the balance and the network bandwidth, which means we took a vote, 70% of you voted to freeze the token for 24 hours, but we're going to go against the 70% vote. I don't understand that at all. On March 25th will be made the announcement of the game of the European Roulette. The launch of the game is scheduled for April 20th. They're going to make the announcement on the 25th. Maybe that means they're going to put it on the website, but technically they already made the announcement, and I'm making it to you. But it's going to go live, scheduled to go live on April 20th. That's good. At the moment, the development and introduction of a new functional site with advanced features for players and the 88 Tron platform is being upgraded to reduce transaction costs. That's good. The development of API for connecting third-party games has begun. The launch of the API in competition for developers with a prize fund of $100,000 is planned for mid-May 2019. I don't know if that matters or not. Everybody was talking about attracting third-party developers. I don't know that there's a ton of developers looking around to connect their APIs to some sort of casino token. Maybe there is, but why not create their own token? Who knows? Either way, that's not bad development. That's not bad at all. So I'm not a fan that they went against freezing. I did want them to freeze the tokens for 24 hours. I think it's knowing how quickly people can react to minor glitches. I think that is, I think that's smart. And I'm not a fan of the buyback. I think it's too small, and that they're not doing a burn. But part of by them buying back and not burning the full amount, one of my viewers, Chris, said, that allows them to earn more money, to put more money towards a jackpot, because 3% of their total earnings goes towards this jackpot. Now, how big is that? Now, I like the jackpot a lot. And the reason I like the jackpot is because that incentivizes players. And they don't have a timeline on the jackpot. The buyback, it looks like it's going to be for 3 months. But there's no timeline on the jackpot. So that means that may go on indefinitely. If they have a permanent jackpot on the site, I think that's pretty interesting. So this is some math that was done by Chris, the same one who was catching me up on what was going on over there. I read the announcement, but part of it I didn't understand. It wasn't clear, and he was over there doing some research in Telegram. So it looks like, basically, here's what you need to know. Based off of a 10 million divs in a day, which is a lot, but they were just using round numbers. If it's 1 million, then just imagine 10% of this in a day. So 10 million divs would be 87,000 Tron daily being given out. So it's definitely going to attract some high volume players. That's a good thing. It's not going to do as much for the average person, but the average person gets divs. That's the bottom line. You get divs for playing. So it's going to attract some high volume players for sure. Even if it's a 1 million, just a 1 million pot, and meaning 1 million divs this all gets calculated on. So here's a 10 million. Even if it's 1 million that this all gets calculated on, you're still talking about an 8,000 Tron daily pot, 9,000 Tron daily pot, and a 5,000 Tron secondary pot, even at 1 million. But I think our last div payout was close to 3 or 4 million, I think. This one's already at 1 million. We'll probably hit 2 million by tomorrow. So that would be an example. So that's what we're hitting without a jackpot. So if there's a jackpot and people are close to hitting that jackpot, that might spawn a little bit more activity. And I think that would be great. I think that's good. Now let's look at the token price on 888. Personally, you've got to make your own decisions, like I've got to make my own decisions. But for now, I'm holding. Hang on one moment. So right now the token is at 10.9. We'll see where it goes. I think as they start to implement, the other thing that I like, they start implementing the buyback, the jackpots. We may see this go up. We may see volume pick up. I like the fact that the jackpot may be permanent and it's always catering to players. And I like the fact that they're showing further development. They're announcing a game release, which is going to be roulette. I think that's good. Anytime you have more product offerings. I was watching Telegram. There's several people who like slots. I mean, that's just straight gamblers. And if they like to gamble on slots, that's awesome. So roulette's going to be another great thing for them to do. So we're just going to have to wait and see what they do. Ante's surprisingly holding their price. And the only reason I say surprisingly is because in comparison, the divs aren't as good. But I'm wanting to see a pullback on Ante because I would like to buy some Ante as well. But I've got to see a pullback. I mean, 25. I mean, it's holding solid. I mean, that's a good thing for the hodlers. That's a good thing. I mean, it is solid. I sold at 25. At least I sold most of mine. I still hold 150 tokens. But I was glad to sell at 25. I think it's going to pull back a little bit. We'll wait and see what happens to the divs after the Tesla. Is the Tesla thing still running? Yeah, till March 31st. So we got about 10 days. Let's see. What's going on with that? How many Teslas have they given away? You might know. 2 so far. All right. By the way, good for them for coming out with an event to attract players, or another reason. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Or another reason to be able to get people to spend money. There's a rumor is they're going to come out with the game. I haven't seen announcements or heard an announcement, but rumor is they're going to come out with another game as well. We'll have to wait and see. I personally thought they were going to come out with another game at the end for the Tesla event, and arguably when you buy these, they are games, but that's not what I was referring to. I thought they were going to come out with some version of poker, video poker. I don't see player versus player poker coming out no time soon. I do know EOS has a version of like multiplayer Texas Hold'em, but I kind of wanted to take a look at it because the EOS is a little bit ahead of their graphical development on a lot of their website on the games. Tron is catching up, and I believe Tron will ultimately. I think Tron's going to pass them eventually. But I was trying to look to see what some of their games are like. But I don't want to take the time to set up a scatter wallet and all that. I did play one of their casino games a little bit. They had a EOS plus Tron, and I messed with it just a little bit. It was very interesting. It was kind of a card game, a version of dice, a version of roulette, but just with cards. It was kind of interesting, but there's not a lot of volume at that website in general. And I just played a couple of bets to test it out. But I'm still optimistic about. Look, let's take a look at something. I want to go see what are their divs right now. 5 million. See, just the right promotion is a good thing. But if you're just looking at where to sock some Tron for a little bit of divs, if you just do a little bit of math, so right now if you're buying on the exchange, 150.61 times, let's just say 25, 3,765.25. So then, let's see, where are we at? We got, how many hours we got? We're just going to have to kind of guess on this. Well, that's going to be easy. So we got 8 hours left. So let's say it almost doubled. That's only a third left, but let's just say the evening's busier and it doubles. We'll just call it even 20. Just trying to get an idea of what the divs are. 3,765.25. 1, 2. Well, that's 0.53. I mean, you can't argue with that. I mean, I know a lot of people in this space want to argue with it, and they're like, oh, that's nothing. But if you're just holding it in your wallet, you're not getting anything. So 0.53 is good. And then you got to worry about exit scamming or the contract draining, like on the withdrawal contracts. The price can go down, but maybe the divs will maintain. We'll see. The good news is they've probably attracted some more players, and at least a percentage of those players are going to stay because of this Tesla event. Now, I like 888's potential promotion better. It's not as like exciting as a Tesla, but the thing that I like about it better is it's going to be ongoing. It's something they can potentially maintain for a long time if they want to. We'll have to see how long they do maintain it. And to get that jackpot, you have to actually be a player. So even with Tesla, you can claim you're a player, but you don't have to play the games. You're just buying the tokens, the cards, the way that I understand it. And people are spending a lot of Tron on those cards. If I was looking at the chat, people are spending 500, 100,000 Tron on those cards. God bless them. That's why the divs are so high. It's not just from people playing Moon and Ring. So let's look at these divs. So we got another 16 hours. What's that? Let's see. 24. Wait, 16 by 2. Okay, so we're 2/3 of the way there. No, we're not. We got 16 hours left. So it's 6, 2. I'm trying to do some. So we got 1/3 of the way go, I think, if that's right. Is that right? 16 times 3. Yeah. Okay, so we got a third of the way to go. Very interesting, kind of the same. So again, let's just be conservative and say we get to 750. And it may go faster on both sides because it's like the evenings always go faster, and on 888, overnight always goes way faster for some reason. But let's just say they get to, we'll say 740. Okay, so it's times the current price. Oh. Not on anti. We get 10.8. Times 86,518.80. Okay. So we'll just say it gets to 7. We'll do 750. 750 divided by 86,518.80. 12. So that's 0.8. So you got 0.5 divs versus 0.8 divs, even with the smaller dividend pool. So think about it. If 888 brings out roulette, they do the jackpot over the next couple of months, it's reasonable to think that this pool can get up to 5 million, I think. And if it gets up to 5 million, now you're talking about getting back to 2 and 3% daily divs. That makes me want to hold on to my tokens a little bit longer, to be honest with you. And here's the other thing I don't mind holding on to my tokens for. I mean, every time I'm getting these divs, I mean, I'm getting, last time I got a little over 1,000. I think I'll probably get between 500 and 800 this time. I mean, it's just, I'm earning passive Tron. So, and I think the price is more likely to go up right now and not down. How high will it go? I don't know. But I think I'm willing to hold off to see what happens when this jackpot gets in place, when they start doing the coin burn, and when they start doing the, when they roll out roulette. So we'll have to wait and see. I think the future looks optimistic for both platforms, really. I think there's a little more upside right now for 888 just because Anti's already up there. And, the fanboys argue. I'm not arguing that one platform is better than the other. I'm a little biased probably because I'm more into 888. But I think that I want to see them both do well. I want to ultimately be in both of them. But this is already near all-time highs of around 30-something. This is a lot further from their all-time highs. They both have future development. I think 888 has more timelines and dates already announced. So because of those factors, I think I'm a little optimistic right now on the token price of 888. As far as the overall business model for either one, I think we'll just have to see who can continue to attract players and keep players. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon, especially if you want to join me on the live stream later this afternoon between 5 and 6 as we play Do. By the way, the divs are looking crazy on Dootron. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.